Welcome back to Get Cheddar, baby. Today we're going over my favorite PvP, PvE build in the game. This, my friends, is the Spellblade, baby. The Carrion Sword Spellslinger. The Hack, Slash, and Caster. This build is designed to get up in their face and hit them with big magic swords, baby.
Oh yeah.
The number one thing, if you have nothing else from this video, I'm going to give you the good stuff right up front. Here's the combination that's going to win the fight for you 80% of the time, right here. Carrion Glintstone Staff plus 25, Graven Mask Talisman, and you can even equip your Graven School Talisman too for extra bonus to your damage, plus Adula's Moonblade. This spell is bonkers, and here's why. So it looks pretty good already, right? It's a giant greatsword swing that deals good stagger damage, builds frostbite, is going to catch a lot of people, plus it has a projectile, right? But the big thing that a lot of people don't realize about this spell is that the projectile and the blade are two separate hitboxes. Meaning if somebody's standing about right where this tree is over here, and you catch them with the tip of the blade plus the projectile, you will deal crazy damage. If you're 2v2ing against people that aren't running away from you and they stand close enough together, you can smack both of them at the same time, and if the first one hits, you may even get another, baby. You can wipe out squads with this spell. It is very, very powerful. Now, the rest of the build is a little bit more optional, right? The Hyrotis Glintstone Crown is the crown that I wear. I like it because it gives me a bit of endurance, and it's extremely drippy. It'd probably be better off with something like the Twin Sage Glintstone Crown, or the Witch's Glintstone Crown, Queen's Crescent Crown, or even just upgrading your decks with Consort's Mask, increasing your mind with the Navy Hood, or maybe running Okina Mask, something like that. But this one is pretty good too. Now I've started talking about the equipment, and let's go ahead and go over that. What I typically use is Lordsworn's Lightning Straight Sword plus 25. It has an excellent move set, good slashes, it's got stabs, it's got everything, right? And I have lightning on it because as we go over the stats, you'll notice I have quite a bit of dexterity, and dexterity boosts lightning damage in this game. The Thunderbolt is the Ash of War that I use, and it's pretty darn good. It catches rolls pretty well, it has good range, it's rather quick, and will deal decent damage. I also use the Wing of Estelle plus 10. So what I like to do here, and again, you don't necessarily have to be spec'd to swap your weapons like that. You can just go with one that you like. But the reason I like to have these both on my equipment is because I can use this for long range, and for those people that want to get up in my face, the Wing of Estelle is great because it has the projectile R2, and you can turn around, charge Moon Pocket Sand, and boom! That shit plus Shard of Alexander is gonna hurt big time, alright? So this is the second kind of combo that I use in this build. This combination is also extremely good in PvE. So if you want to run this build for PvE also, I would highly recommend Wing of Estelle plus Shard of Alexander. This Pocket Moon Sand is extremely, extremely strong. Now for the rest of the equipment. Carrion Glintstone Staff is going to be a must-use for this. I also really like Azur's Glintstone Staff. Especially in PvP, that extra cast time is really going to help you out. So that one is good to have on the back bar, especially if you're getting against someone who's up in your face, or you're trying to outcast a mage who's blasting stuff at you as you're running at them. For my equipment, it's kind of optional. It's whatever you really want defense for. I like to go for drip, so this is what I wear. For the talismans, again, we talked about Shard of Alexander and Graven Mask Talisman. That's just going to boost your sorceries. I personally like to run the Green Turtle Talisman. It keeps your stamina nice and high. And Erdtree's Favor plus 1. I haven't gotten the plus 2 yet on this character, but any Erdtree's Talisman that you have is going to be extremely good. Gives you a little bit of extra equip load. Again, you're a battle mage. You like to get up front, so you're going to want to have a bit more physical defense. And it gives you maximum HP and stamina also. Now, let's talk spells. These are the spells that I like to run. Adula's Moonblade, of course, is the must run. I also like to run Carrion Piercer. And here's why. It deals great damage with Carrion Glintstone Staff. and it's excellent for catching rolls, mainly because it has good range and it can be charged. You can use your other spells to condition your opponent to your fast casting times and then pull out Carrion Piercer and charge it. They're going to use their Bloodhound step, their quick step, their dodge earlier while you wait it out and charge, and boom, you hit them with a fully charged L1 for the big damage. I also like to use Carrion Retaliation as defense against the more mage-heavy builds. I do not use the Carrion Retaliation glitch with the Glintstone Scrap. If you use glitches to win in PvP, I'm sorry, but it's a crutch and you're bad. Carrion Phalanx is suboptimal. Obviously, there's a better spell version of this, but this is just the one I have on this character currently. And honestly, the Phalanxes, without the glitch, they don't do a whole lot of damage. The big thing with these, though, is they apply pressure, right? Your opponent sees these hanging over your body, and they're like, shoot, I'm going to get hit with those things if I get close to him. And that's going to influence what they do and potentially throw them off their game. So I think they have kind of a hidden benefit there. Ambush Shard is my go-to like Pebble spell. I think it's slightly better than Glintstone Pebble or Swift Glintstone Pebble, simply because it comes from behind and it's a little bit trickier to dodge. People don't see it coming quite as much. And in PvP, catching your opponent off guard is half the battle. I do run Loretta's Great Bow as well for one longer range spell against those people that just like to run away from you and blast you from a distance. Sometimes you got to shoot something at them to catch them off guard. So that's why I run it here. But again, these are all pretty optional. You can also run Zammer Ice Storm if you wanted to go with the Ronnie hat, just go into a full ice build. Casting this plus your Agilus Moonblade is going to make it a lot easier to stack up your Frostbite. Now, I talked about the stats a little bit, but let's get into the specifics. I'm at level 152 here because I'm now beginning to prepare for New Game Plus. I'm getting into higher level invasions, but I think you could sit somewhere around 140, 130, bring the Vigor down to 40, keep the Dexterity at 55, Intelligence at 60, and Mind at 30, and you'd be pretty optimal there. The reason why I run lower Mind on this build is specifically because we're not the style of build that likes to sit in the back and cast giant spells. We're getting in your face, casting our sword spells instead. And as you can see, even Agilus Moonblade, one of our highest cost spells, is not really that much. I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 5 of those before I run out of them. And if you haven't hit anybody or killed anybody in 5 casts of Agilus Moonblade, you're doing it wrong. But that's it. That's pretty much the build. Again, the main combination, the main two combinations, main two synergies that I think are important if you want to run this style are Agilus Moonblade and the Carrion Glintstone Staff, and then Wing of Estelle and Shard of Alexander. All of those, including your Graven Mass Talisman, is going to give you good damage, solid spells, extremely, extremely powerful up-close combat options, and that's what this particular build is good at. If you want to see more of my PvP builds and my Rune Level 1 run that I just started, you can check me out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/getcheddar, the cheesiest stream on Twitch, baby. So good luck out there in your PvP, fellow Tarnish, and until next time, stay cheesy out there.